So in 6D, fractions with radicals, we'll be simplifying a lot of fractions with radicals. In 6C, we simplified some of these that look like the following. So give this a try and see if you remember. So remember, we're actively working through these notes. So stop it and try. And here's the answer. We grouped the two radicals together, reduced the fraction, and then simplified it to get our answer. So this next section is over what's called rationalizing. So if a fraction has a radical in the denominator, so in the denominator after it's been reduced like we did up here, so after it's been reduced and simplified, the denominator must be rationalized. So this is where the word rationalized goes in. This means to eliminate the radical, and typically that's going to be in the denominator. So to rationalize a denominator with a square root, you've done this before, you're going to multiply by that clever ones. Remember we talked about clever ones, which are fractions, the same thing over itself. So we're going to multiply by both of the numerator and denominator by this. Let's see. So both the numerator and denominator by the radical that's in the denominator. I just realized I left out something in here which is important. When simplifying a radical, you can leave no radical in the denominator. So if you're told to simplify, you have to make sure that there is no radical in the denominator. So I kind of left that little statement out. That's an important one. All right, so let's go with example 1. So here I have 3 over the radical 2. I can't reduce any fractions here because you have an outside and an inside number. I can't simplify the square root of 2. So I am going to multiply by the clever one where I've got the square root of 2. I'm going to multiply by the same denominator, and I'm going to multiply by the same thing in the numerator. So when I multiply a front times the inside, that's going to be 3 radical 2 divided by radical 2 times radical 2 is radical 4, and radical 4, square root of 4 is 2. So we're going to use the fact that the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is 2. Example B, again, I have a fraction, and I can't reduce it. So I might consider this then to be the square root of 5 over the square root of 3y. So separate them. Now I've got a radical in the denominator, and I know I can't leave a radical, so I'm going to multiply it by itself and do the clever one and do the same thing in the numerator. And that will give me, now this time both the 5 and the 3y are on the inside. So when I multiply it, I'm going to get 15y. And divided by radical 3y times radical 3y would be radical 9y squared, which simplifies to 3y. All right, so now let's give a try at example C and D. So try these and then check back. Well, just try these. We'll look at them tomorrow in class. Okay, so I think we'll pause and go to the next video right now. So check the next video.